The betting, the not so much anymore, is more down to my own fault. I need to get studying again to get the edge back. But yeah, it's a great product. I love the exchange. It's really, in my opinion, one of the better bookmakers, if not the best bookmaker out there.
If you want to place accumulator, you'll need to get on about 13:20. It's race number 2, the start of the place accumulator. This is a conditional progress plate, and we'll have a look at the best weighted column, which is a fair guide when trying to make your calculated wager. But first up, our first rerun for the show comes up in race number 2, and it's Captain's Christie.
Down the inside, Oriental Bouquet. The Charleston towards the outside, and Captain's Christie is also becoming a runner as they come to the 200. They're coming from everywhere. Captain's Christie, a strong runner. The Charleston and Carla Moretta behind that one, leaving Las Vegas. Down the inside, though, Captain's Christie just the leader. Captain's Christie, Carla Moretta arch too close. Carla Moretta and Captain's Christie over the line as one, but it's very close.
Yep, that was a nice run from Captain's Christie, because that was a competitive field, and a certain Carla Moretta, well, races on the same day and races against other very talented Mrs. Geriatrics at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. So that was a good run from Captain's Christie, and what she carries, a very low weight here of 51.5 kgs. But let's go to the best weighted column, Rael, and have a look at that. It's topped by number 4, Time to Orchard, at 115. Number 2, Captain's Christie at a 107. Then we go on to 9, Sunblush at a 104. 1, Mr. Henley at a 101. And then Voldemort, number 8, is at a 96. They got this horse Time for Orchids at around 28-10, and Captain's Christie at 22-10. And then it's 9-2, number 9, which is Sunblust. For me, they look to be the principals, but you can add Mr. Henley into the mix at 11-2. Do you have a first choice here? How would you be playing the first leg of the place accumulator?
I think the 3 horses that you mentioned at the top, these 2, 4, and 9, I obviously do believe that those would be the principal contenders. But I think number 2, Captain's Christie, just based on her last performance in a Group 2 behind Carla Moretta, I was very, very pleased with that effort, and she's been given a nice rest. She returns just over 3 months since her last start, and this is obviously not going to be her main mission. I'm sure there will be races for her, but she's a very, very smart filly, and she gets she goes well for Cold Dick in 3 rides, 2 victories and 1 second. I think she's well treated in this contest. Obviously 51.5, she's a 2-time winner, meeting Time for Orchids, who's a 1-time winner, who is rated higher than her, but Time for Orchids, she's underrating over slightly further than 1200, whereas Captain's Christie, she's a horse that has underrating over 1000 and 1200 meters. So I think she's going to be more at home over the distance, so therefore I would lean towards her as a top selection. In terms of the place accumulators, I think you could just go numbers 2 and 4. Obviously, Time for Orchids, she's likely going to be doing her best work at the finish. And then number 9, Sunblush, who's got to give heaps of weight away. It's not going to be an easy task, but at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, he's absolutely lethal. 3 runs, 3 victories. Track and Trip, 2 runs, 2 victories. He's unbeaten here, so he's definitely a runner that I think you would want to include in the mix. Our only concern is that the Michael Roberts yard seem to be a bit quiet at the moment. The yard will turn in time, but at this point in time, they just seem to be a bit quiet.
Yeah, this was Sunblush. I don't know what was the thinking going into that 1900 meter race last time out. The horse was stretched and didn't show anything going the extra distance, but maybe it was just an experiment, a try which did not work. So it's back to the trip that Ryle mentions, 2 from 2 over the course and distance. Number 9, Sunblast. I think it demands the utmost respect here. Number 4, Time for Orchids. I must agree that maybe that last start over 1400 meters, the way she was finishing out, she'll enjoy a hot pace here over this 1200 meter trip. But the signs were there of her coming back to best. And then Captain's Christie, well, you can make a serious case for that filly. Those look to be the principals, numbers 2, 4, and 9. We're not looking for any spooks here, nothing with regards to a result, nothing too creative, because we are going with the horses that are top of the betting boards and hoping for a form result in race number 2.
It's Donovan Everett from Cape Racing, and I'd just like to say it's an absolute pleasure to be involved with Intrabet and Cape Breeders in this golf day today here at Pearl Valley. It's fantastic for the industry to see all the relevant stakeholders coming down and having a good time and networking, and it's exactly what the industry needs right now in terms of moving forward and recreating some positivity to take us forward into the next year.